kids, so it's a holiday.
Okay. Well, that's great.
Hmm. Yeah,
Let me see YouTube
and
Studio here.
so yeah, can you see me?
I can see you. I'm just trying to get I'm trying to make sure that I'm streaming and I can actually see it here. So, um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm just, because it tells me that I'm live, but I need to make sure I am. So, yeah, I want to make sure it's actually transmitting online. So, go to my live channels and it says I'm live now. So, I'm going to open this up to control room. Okay. See, it's working. Yeah, this just takes a moment or two so I can see what's going on. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. It's live. It's actually working. It appears to be. Cool. All right. So I just want to test this.
Oh,
This is looking very encouraging. Somebody's actually on there now. A guy from South Africa who. Ice, can you hear me? I'm sorry. I'm talking to him because he's in the chat. I want to make sure. Ice, can you hear both of us talking? If you can, tell me yes. If you can hear me and if you can hear Evans. We're doing a test for tomorrow just to make sure this works because I had so many problems before. Oh, I
okay.
got all
That's
kinds. Hey Evans, I got all kinds of people popping into the chat right now. I guess they were free to watch. So say hello there, Evans.
hello, guys.
All right, okay, folks, that's Evans, and we'll be on tomorrow. This is just a test to make sure the thing was running good. Okay, so I just want to make sure that everybody can hear it. Evans, thanks a lot. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this in
Okay.
just a second. But tomorrow, folks, please tune in tomorrow on Saturday, May 2nd. Evans and I will be discussing agriculture in Ghana, the challenges that take place in small scale farming, and also we'll be talking about the impact of COVID 19. ICE says the audio is perfect, the picture is perfect. This is great. Okay, so tune in to catch us tomorrow, folks, and we will have a good stream for you tomorrow. That'll be fantastic. Paula is in South Africa, and Paula can hear us perfectly well. Excellent. So we'll do this tomorrow and it should be a good discussion. For those of you who are checking in now, thinking I had a live stream, my apologies. Didn't mean to throw you off. Just doing some tests here. I will be making a couple videos in South Africa. One in particular about the judgment in the tourism case. I'm working on that right now. That'll be coming up later. I'll do an audition or a premiere for it. All right. Well, okay, Evans. Thanks a lot. I'm gonna let you go now, unless you got
Okay,
something you want to
sure.
say real quick. We got some
Okay.
people
See you
online.
tomorrow.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.
Bye.
All right, folks, that's Evans. He should be gone now, showing up on your screen. Let me see. Let me get back to my Streamlabs here. Okay, great. So let me take Evans off there. Okay, cool beans. All right, folks, that was fantastic to hear that that went well. I'm really excited about that. I'll make sure I reboot my router and my laptop again in the morning before we do this, but it should be a good discussion tomorrow. And tomorrow will mark the beginning of my intent to have a once a week live stream on a specific topic with a guest. So tomorrow's guest will be Evans, and Evans is from Ghana. He's Ghanaian. His mother's is Kenyan, but his father is from Ghana, so he grew up there. And he's a small scale farmer, has a private holding. We're going to talk about some of the challenges he faces. So tomorrow, that's one discussion. I'm hoping to have, I don't know if anybody in South Africa is familiar with Giselle. She's a Namibian singer, fantastic. She's got a song called Sudves. She put out a few years ago, and she's based now in South Africa, of course, because she's an Afrikaans singer. But she also sings in English, and she does country music. Not a big fan of country music, but I am a fan of her song. It's fantastic. Oh, Santa look, yeah, yeah. Well, it's either Santa or someone wanted by the FBI for some sort of charge. Yeah, so I'm planning on having Giselle's manager come on at some point, perhaps maybe even Giselle if we can get her on. But I don't want to get celebrities on and only have a few hundred subscribers, so I'm holding that back a little bit till we get some more people on the channel. But the idea is to get Giselle on here or her manager and talk about the music industry in South Africa. For those of you who see me on, Paula hasn't heard of her. Check her out, Sudves. Sudves, as in Southwest. Look her up. It's a beautiful song. She's got a few others out there right now. Her name is Giselle, Jezelle. She's really good. I have a thing for Afrikaans musicians from Namibia. So I've heard about her and I checked her out. She's really, really good. She was supposed to be coming to the US to do a tour, but the COVID-19 kind of put that on the back burner for now. So anyway, check out Giselle. That should be fantastic. like I said, I'm not a country music fan, but she's really good, so I enjoyed it. Of course, from Namibia, I also am a huge fan of Franja Duplessis, and of course her mother Juanita, and then the brother Josh Ruan, Ruan Josh he goes by, excuse me, and then I think Elvis son is also from Namibia. So there's some really good Afrikaans artists in Namibia or coming out of Namibia, if you're familiar with it. Anyway, so yeah, I will try to have them on. I've had a few other folks who've asked to come on the program, and so I will try to get someone on every Saturday. And for those who are paying attention, I've also started a podcast. That's the intent right now is just a weekly podcast of news of Africa. It's called All Things Africa. It's on Podbean if you want to look for it. But I'll also mention that. So I'm trying to do a few regular things so people can count on them. So this weekly stream with a guest, I'll still do the straight voltage, impromptu live streams. And in fact, in some ways, this probably could be the could be the rant that I want to go on about the court decision, Solidarity and Afro Forum's lost court case here. So yeah, I could go on about that. I just was listening to Ronaldo's program with Mark Oppenheimer, whom I asked the question rather cheekily whether he is actually the billionaire's son, the other billionaire, Mark Oppenheimer. No, he's a guy from the Joburg area. But yeah, I want to. I'm going to do a prepared video on that topic, but I'll continue to do the straight voltage streams. But for now, I'm going to try to do at least the once a week on a Saturday live stream with a guest, a chance for folks to call in, or not for him to call in, or the guest call in. People can chat and ask questions, and it'll be a topic on something in Africa or South Africa, and we'll see how that goes. So that's a once a week with a guest. And then in addition to that, I'll have the podcast. I see that Paula said, don't know where to look in your iPhone. I don't know if I don't have it registered the podcast with the iStore, whatever the iTunes store it is. I'll need to do that. I have done it with Spotify and it's on Podbean. So you should be able to find it. All Things Africa is the title of it, which is close to what we're doing with the oh, Anton says, is that your countryside? No, actually that is the ridge line just to the west of Rustenburg as you're driving in from Zeerust and Gaborone. You drive in that way, and as you come up into the mountains, you see that about the middle of that pass there on the right-hand side. If you were to look to the left-hand side, you would see the exit for the Royal Bafokeng Stadium in Rustenburg. And so if you continue on that road for about another 2 kilometers, you come down to Waterfalls Mall on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side is the main road into Rustenburg. So that's where that's at. I took that photo a couple years ago when I went to Pretoria and to Gaborone to research a book that I was working on while still on active service. And so I love that photograph. I took it. It is in South Africa, that photograph there. I wanted to find one that would be good for the background. So I'll move this around a little bit. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. So move my photo around there, move it down here, maybe you can see a little better. But that is a South African skyline, and that's intentional. I put that there. It's kind of my trademark. It's my photo, so I don't have to worry about any copyright issues because I took it. So anyway, let's see what else. So some folks are on here saying some things. Might just as well chat for 5 minutes, Ice. Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm chatting for a few minutes. Yeah, let's see. Haven't heard of her before, Paula said. Yeah, no, I hadn't either, Paula. I forget why I came across her. Like I said, I'm not a country music fan, so that wasn't the reason. But I did. I did come across her somewhere, probably because I listen to a lot of Afrikaans music. I listen to a lot of music, but Afrikaans is one of the genres. So, yeah, when I first started listening to Afrikaans music 20, 30 years ago or so, the only thing I could get a hold of was what we call in German Heimat Musik. So basically, that sort of I'm not sure how to describe that. Heimat is homeland, but it's anyway. It's Anton says obviously never been there. Hey Jacques, yeah, well that's up in the High Veld. That's the Mahalisberg Mountains there in that photograph. For those who are not familiar with it, that's the western edge of the range of the Mahalisberg, and it's on the approach. Now, if you're driving, that's not the view you have. That's out the right side of the window. So I won't comment on whether I was actually operating the motor vehicle and my phone at the same time to take that photograph. I'll leave that to your guessing. Would want to would like to exercise my right to not incriminate myself, and that comes to that. But yeah. Yeah, so when I was listening to Heimat music, that's all you got. So there used to be this song. I don't even know who sang it, but back in the '80s, I listened to it when I was self teaching myself Afrikaans. And the lines I remember: "Die witste Sand is die Kaapse Sand." So the whitest sand is the Cape sand, and that was the kind of music that you could get from South Africa. But I one of the things I've written about on my LinkedIn page is I've done an article and I talked about a rebirth of Afrikaans music, with the end of apartheid, and now lately what's happened with Afrikaans pop music, and it's really huge. And you look at things like Afrikaans is Root, and you've got Krona, with fantastic events that take place, great CDs that come out from those two things, great performances, and a lot of top artists. So I wrote an article about Afrikaans music probably a year or two ago on my LinkedIn profile. And somehow I came across Giselle, and then she had a Facebook page, and I went there and I said, "Hey, you can talk to Giselle. Just contact her on WhatsApp." And I'm like, "Okay." So I sent a message on the WhatsApp to the account, and then a little bit later, I heard from her manager, who manages that account, obviously. And we started chatting. We talked a lot that day, and I learned an awful lot about her career and what she's doing. Anyway, so I like the music. I haven't talked to her, but I've talked to her manager frequently, and I'm going to try to have him on the program eventually. But yeah, so Afrikaans music. So please check her out, and hopefully I'll get her manager on here at some point, and he'll talk to us about the music industry in South Africa. That would be interesting. I don't think that I'll be able to get Snotkop or Franyu Duplessis or someone like that on my program, but it would be interesting to see. Oh yeah, it's May Day. Communists around the world rejoice. Socialism rejoice. Today is the Workers' Day. No thanks. Labor Day for us is not in May like the rest of the world because we're not socialist or communist. So we ignore May Day here in the U.S. We do have Cinco de Mayo, which is the 5th of May, when the Mexicans celebrate liberating their country from the French, if I'm not mistaken, who were trying to control Mexico. It's celebrated here in the United States, but it's funny because it's not really a celebration in the same way in Mexico. Here in the United States, the retail industry, the commercial industry, the restaurant industry has commercialized the holiday, and Cinco de Mayo means something very different here in the U.S. than it does in Mexico, which is ironic. A lot of Anglos actually enjoy Cinco de Mayo and celebrate it, even though they have no idea what it's about here in the U.S. So Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, but May Day is not something we celebrate here in America. It's something that during the Cold War, we watched the depressing footage of Soviet ICBMs marching through the streets of Moscow each May Day, attempting to frighten us with the prowess of the Soviet model and their great military might, which, as we all know, turned out to be a house of cards when it collapsed in 1991. Yeah, so May Day doesn't hold significance for those of us here in the Free West. Well, what was once the Free West, but now is under lockdown as authorities take away our civil liberties each and every day and seek to take yet more of them as they bury us further and further in debt with government relief packages while they keep businesses out of business by forcing them to stay home. There you have it. So not that I'm giving away my political views on that issue, but anyway, so back to what I was saying. For the United States, we celebrate Labor Day. We celebrate the employment of labor and laborers who contribute to our economic well-being in September. So in the end of May, we have more